Mahama, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, right from Kumasi, went to the northern region, and then there was the inauguration of a campaign for 2024, the official inauguration. My brother, it was fantastic. And I've said it and I'll say it again that the NDC today is the most organized political party in Ghana. And the reason being that if you look at everything step by step, every speaker, right on point, everybody had something to talk about that concerns Ghana and where we stand now. I would say that I'm happy to see the spirit of His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings very active this time. His daughter, may his soul rest in peace, his daughter, Dr. Zenato Rawlings, had the opportunity to address the gathering. She spoke about corruption. My brother, anytime I've watched our election, not too far, from 1992, we had Jerry John Rawlings. He did 2 terms. Ghanaians complained, and the NDC went into opposition.
Yeah.
And then President Kufuor came on the back of corruption. The nation is corrupt. The government then, the Rawlings administration was corrupt. And then economic situation. At that time, I remember a gallon of petrol was 64 pesos today. He went around with gallons, asking Ghanaians, can you afford? When it was 64 pesos. They went around with even food items. How much were we buying it? It's too expensive and all that. Ghanaians bought into that. I remember Ghana car pay. That was when I heard that. President Kufuor, Nana Dankwa Kufuor was the campaign manager. Omachake me. He was having afro. Those who don't know, you can look. But today he's Sakura. I don't mean to indict you. Sorry. And with all that, Ghanaians voted for change. President Kufuor came 8 years. After that, it was changed. The NDC came, Professor Mills, may his soul rest in peace. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. At a point, I thought the NDC was going to break the 8 because President John Dramani Mahama had another term. The MPP, led by Nana Dankwa Kufuor, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, from one lecture to the other, talking about corruption, talking about the economy, and everybody will remember when it comes to the economy, especially with the exchange rate. If your fundamentals are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. If you are in doubt, check the exchange rate. They saw Bawumia as the star boy, the man with all the wisdom when it comes to economics, to a point that even when Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia was not a member of the MPP and did not qualify to be a running mate, he had a waiver and they allowed him. Today, when they were preaching change and talking about corruption, deceiving Ghanaians with their lies, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, his worst performance in terms of corruption, as the data says, 180 countries across the world, his worst performance was 43 score 2016, because the perception, people wanted change. They believed in the lies of the MPP. They believed in the lies of Nanado. They believed in the lies of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Then they gave him the mandate, 2020. Nanado score 40 from 43. John Mahama's worst. He started with 40. 2020. 2021, 2022, 41, 41. The rest till date, 43, 43. He has not been able to rise above the 43 mark, which was the worst of John Dramani. Nana Addo and Bawumia's best performance with regards to corruption perception is 43. Today, Ghana's total debt stands at 742 billion cedis. Remember, when they brought the domestic debt exchange program and then the foreign one, they say they were able to save us some four is it billion dollars? Yes. If you were to convert that one and add it to our debt, we should be hitting around 800 and above. For the first time, we have a government led by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Never have we heard before that a government has come, whether those who made coups or came through the ballot, that bondholders could not get their money. Those who came out of their own volition to give their resources to the state. And there was an agreement that at this time, I'll come for the whole sum, but at this time, you pay me my interest. All government fulfilled that. It is only the reckless Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and Bawumia administration who have mismanaged the funds of bondholders, being it domestic or foreign. That even on the bond market, Ghana has been blacklisted. They came to meet our debts at 122 billion. They said they were going to do better. Today, this is where we stand. When it comes to inflation, John Dramani Mahama left us with 15.7%. In 2022, under Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Ghana did 54.3%. Today, as we speak, we are around 22. They've not been able to even come near what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama left us. My brother, about the exchange rate, when they were talking about fundamentals and all that, the CD was being exchanged for 3.2 on the market, around 4.2, 4 CDs. My brother, somewhere 2022, CD to dollar was around 17.3. Today, as we speak, it's between 15 and 16 CDs. Where are the fundamentals? Missing, disappeared. My brother, when it comes to unemployment rate, John Dramani Mahama left the unemployment rate at 8.4%.
You have 5 minutes more.
Thank you. Today, we are around 14.7 and still counting. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says Ghana needs a reset. Ghana needs a reset. And Wednesday, I was on a platform with an MPP communicator. And when it came to the topic of reset, he made a mess out of the whole thing. He was so naive with just the word reset. Meanwhile, he had the phone to find out. So this morning, with my few minutes, what does it mean to reset a country? To reset a country means to fundamentally transform or reform its existing systems, structures, and policies to create new foundation for governance, economy, and society. This involves constitutional reforms. Do you remember during the era of President Mills, we had to do some constitutional reforms?
Yeah.
Changes in government structures or leadership. Ghana needs a change when it comes to leadership. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia must not be given a minute.
No continuation.
For where? The youth will say for the where? Economic restructuring and reforms. Let's look at the economy. I did that today. Can you allow this decay to continue? In medicine, the field of medicine, when somebody gets a cut and is bleeding, what is the first thing to do? Is to stop the bleeding. Ghana is bleeding, and this must stop. Ghana has been bleeding for nearly 8 years under Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and President Akufo-Addo. The corruption, PDS, we've not forgotten. Do you remember the Japa royalties? What was it? To take hold of our minerals. So, to reset a country, these are few ones. And countries that have been through a reset. Germany, after the Second World War. Singapore. Even Ukraine has also been through reset. So, we need to study. Let's research. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is saying that at this point in time, everything he left for Ghana, you and I, Nana Addo and his people has come to mess everything up. You remember Kennedy Akompreko saying that the MPP, led by Nana Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, are looting like there's no tomorrow. If you drive around, look at the state lands. What do you see?
It says was strategic investment.
Strategic investment. You see, for them, they will always come with a very nice word, sugar-coated. But when you probe further, you realize the rot. I hold in my hand this book called Ejapadie, Your Platform. Let me greet Ambassador Ohine Jekum. He started this. By then, I had this with me. But the media, you blocked it. Today, it is being discussed all over the place. And you realize when it came out, they said, oh, this is a figment of one's imagination and all that. The media, you did not help us. And you have a lot to answer one day, the media. But today, we are awake. When you have this document and you read the foreword, and you go into every sector, even names. Osafo Mafo's son, his name is in this book. That came out how many years ago? Nearly 6 years ago that this document leaked. Where was Osafo Mafo's son? The hotels being bought, the mining sector, everything, the banking sector, Parko Sindu, even the church. We have pastors, Otabel and Co. Their names are in this book. The media, we have people, Kwame Sefakai and Co. Paula Dumotri, Kwakubako, all of them, their names are in this.
He has responded to this. Gabi has responded
you see?
to this. The president himself has responded and has chronicled a number of things the NDC has said about him that is not true. That he has been arrested with drugs, he killed his former wife. He's come out to say, you see, some of these misinformation and disinformation does not help the conversation. You have a minute more.
My brother, we live in a country of laws, right? We have a constitution.
True.
If somebody is saying something that you think is not true, the president did law through apprenticeship. He's a lawyer. That time it was allowed.
Yeah.
Doesn't he know that if somebody is saying something about you and it's not true, you should go to court?
Okay.
Whose pictures are here?
The president is there.
JB Dankwa
is there.
And they are just talking. They should go to court. They should go to court. You see, I'm happy. God is not a man. When this document came out, they blocked it. And some of them were silent. Today, the media is talking about it because the president has brought it and their chief is also talking about it. Gabi is also tweeting about it. So we are forced to discuss it. People are now going to look for it. If you are listening to me, just Google a Ejapadie document. You know it and have it.
Okay.
So His Excellency John Dramani Mahama says that with all that is happening that we can relate, we are living the reality. How much was a gallon of fuel in 2016, 15 cedis. With 150 cedis, I could get 10 gallons.
The time is up.
Today, with 150 cedis, I'm getting only 3 gallons, 2.5 gallons.
So we need a reset.
This country needs a reset. And that is what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is talking about. So, to end with a quotation from Kennedy Akompreko, he says, change needs Ghana. It is change that needs Ghana. And our sure bet is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and Professor Nana Jane Opoku Agyeman.
Well, that is Rich.